Hey guys, Darryl Griffiths here for JumpCut Online. This is my final review from Glasgow Film Festival. You might be relieved to hear that because there has been a lot, I appreciate. I hope you're all been well. The final review then, it is Calm with Horses. It's the directorial debut from Nick Rowland. It is in cinemas this Friday at the time of putting this out, so Friday the 13th. Don't be spooked by it because it's a good one. It stars Cosmo Jarvis, who really made his mark in Lady Macbeth alongside Florence Pugh, and also stars Barry Keoghan, who has been making waves in the likes of The Killing of a Sacred Deer and that weird and wonderful Yorgos Lanthimos film. So Calm with Horses then. It is a taut, tense thriller, originally based on a short story by Colin Bartlett. It certainly was apparent from the Q&A that Rowland was a big fan of this short story and trying to bring it to life and flesh it out a little bit for his first big screen offering. So what is Calm with Horses? Cosmo Jarvis plays an ex-boxer called Douglas. He is at a crossroads morally. Handy with his fists, the right-hand man to a drug-dealing family called the Devers. Dimpner, who is Barry Keoghan's character, is sort of his confidant, his best friend amidst all this violence being carried out. And the crossroads stems from a family-related incident with the Devers, and Cosmo Jarvis's Douglas is left to deal with it. But does he deal with it is the big question. Does he go all brutal, go all gung-ho on it, or does he actually show some restraint? I'll leave that for you guys to watch. Either way, it has significant consequences. And the other part of him, the more humanistic side, is he really wants to be better for his love interest, Ursula, played by Niamh Algar, and he has a 5-year-old son in the film who suffers with autism, and the relationship that they have can be quite difficult for him to manage amidst all this, and he's looking for ultimately a sense of peace and a bit of trying to get in touch with his soul a little bit again, and trying to feed some positivity back that doesn't involve beating the living daylights out of people. And I think that's the powerful thing that is at the core of what makes Calm with Horses tick and superior than your average thriller. There's a real soulfulness to it, which really impressed me. And ultimately is laid on the shoulders of Cosmo Jarvis. This is definitely the role that makes me go, this guy has arrived. He has a muscularity about his performance, but there's also real vulnerability. And there's one particular scene in the film where he's on the phone to Ursula, Niamh Algar's character. The steel within his eyes and the subtlety that he brings to it in how he unravels and almost tries to get in touch with his emotions again, and actually has finally a bit of stillness about him instead of just, beating, punching the faces of other men on a continuous basis. And it's just a really multi-layered performance when it could be so easily one-dimensional with these kind of characters and, trying to have some sort of redemptive narrative arc. And Jarvis is just superb. And Barry Keoghan, who surprisingly is a bit more in the background as the film goes on. But that's not to say that Keoghan is not impressive in this film. He's slowly starts to come to terms with the fact that he may also be in a similar boat with Douglas, in terms of, is this way of living really worth it in the long run? And trying to stay loyal to Douglas as well as this Devers family, who there's no remorse and no sense of consequence about what they carry out. They just They just go on and do it, and they don't care about what it costs them. And Niamh Algar, she is certainly the one who is trying to alter these guys' minds and trying to make them see sense. And she is another impressive figure, and it's just the whole trio at the heart of this film. The way they just bring so much nuance to these roles, as I say, when it could be so cardboard cut out. And with Rowland's direction, because there's not, it could be very difficult for the tone to really waver, because there's some real elements of humour, and of course the tautness of its more thrilling tendencies, particularly a car chase, which I absolutely loved. And I love how it's particularly framed, mainly from the side view, because it basically feels like these characters are on the fringes, and there's really dynamic zooms as they're driving along, and it real sense of vigour that Rowland brings to it, whether it's through its dialogue or its hard-hitting violence, because it is quite, close to the bone, some of it. But as a directorial debut, there's a real assurance to Rowland that I think he really lays the foundations for what could be a really promising career. I think there's just so much character and personality that really shines through in what he does behind the camera, as well as what particularly the lead trio bring to the table. And for me, it's a superior thriller that has real soul, real heart at its core, that catches you off guard for sure. And again, another film at a festival which thankfully has been full of terrific films. And to wrap up my coverage of Glasgow Film Festival, this was certainly worthy of capping it off. So congratulations to Rowland on a fantastic first film, and Jarvis, particularly in this film, he has arrived, and you really should be keeping him on your radar. But that is a wrap on my review of Calm with Horses. Sincerely hope you've enjoyed it. My next review, I'm not sure at the moment. I'm going to consult my JumpCut Online guys, see what's knocking around. But of course, you can check out every other review that I've put out. There's quite a few still to come. Our multimedia man Sam has been doing my video reviews and adding a few graphics here and there while I've been putting these out. So many thanks to Sam, and just JumpCut in general for being so supportive, because there was in the weeks building up to this festival, I wasn't in the best of places, and I'm just sincerely grateful that they've stuck with me and allowed me to carry all this out. And many thanks to you guys for sticking by me as well in terms of checking these out. I hope you've liked them. I hope it's been worth your time, because I appreciate, whether it's written or YouTube, there has been a lot. So JumpCut Online, to wrap it up: Facebook, like our page; Twitter, JumpCut_online; the website, www.jumpcutonline.co.uk; the Patreon page, as I always say. Our team is really trying to keep on top of all these festivals and so forth, and trying to give you the best coverage that we possibly can. If you would like to support us on a month-to-month basis, all the details are on our website. But for now, I've been Daryl Griffiths. It's been a pleasure, I have to say. It's been really good just getting some consistency back with all this. So thank you very, very much. Today's a wrap, and take care, guys. See you soon, and bye-bye for now.